Imagine holding a faded photograph. Maybe it's one of your grandfather, caught mid-laugh at some family picnic years ago.
Hmm.
It's really more than just an image, isn't it? It feels like a direct portal almost, straight to his story, his essence,
Yeah.
really, and all the love you shared.
Yeah,
Photos just have this incredible kind of magical power. They weave these narratives that keep memories so vibrantly alive.
they absolutely do. It's powerful.
And you shared this fantastic article by Oliver Remington, Choosing Meaningful Photos, How to Tell Your Loved One's Story, because, well, you're looking for the best ways, the most impactful ways to tell a loved one's story through pictures.
Right. It's the goal.
So our mission today really is to distill the core wisdom from his piece. We want to give you a clear roadmap for curating images that truly resonate.
And curating is the key word there.
Yeah.
That thoughtful process.
Exactly, that process of selecting, organizing, presenting pictures to tell a cohesive story. Whether it's for something like a funeral slideshow or maybe an anniversary scrapbook or even an online memorial.
It applies across the board.
It's about capturing not just those big milestones, which are important, of course, but also those quieter, everyday joys that really defined who a person was. Or, a beloved pet anyone cherished.
Those subtle moments often say the most.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. How do we really start to understand a life narrative through photos? And then, crucially, how do we share those stories, the ones that matter most?
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is how the article frames a life as unfolding through these different distinct periods.
Okay.
Photos kind of act as unique markers for those periods,
Hmm.
helping us map out a story that feels complete, and deeply authentic.
Like drawing a journey.
Yeah, exactly. Think of
Yeah.
it like drawing a life's journey. You're moving from that sort of wide-eyed wonder of childhood all the way through, perhaps, to the reflective wisdom of the later
So
years.
we're really talking about starting with those foundational moments, yeah. Like a toddler splashing in puddles, maybe? Or building
Certainly.
sandcastles, those things that kind of hint at their developing personality.
Right. Those early glimpses.
Then you move into adolescence, those often, let's be honest, awkward, but still endearing moments.
Definitely awkward sometimes.
Like first school dances, or maybe even those, rebellious phases that really shaped who they became later on.
Hmm.
But what if someone's childhood wasn't really well documented? Or maybe it was a particularly challenging time. How do you still capture that early essence without feeling like you have to have perfect photos from every single stage?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And it speaks to the art of curation, doesn't it?
Right.
Even a single well-chosen photo from a period can hint at a much broader story. The article emphasizes looking for clues within the photos you do have.
Clues. Okay.
For instance, if childhood photos are sparse, maybe an adult photo of them doing something that echoes childhood joy, like flying a kite, or playing with kids that can bridge the gap, you see.
Ah, I get it. That makes sense.
And as the narrative progresses into adulthood, the piece suggests, including things like career, highlights a promotion celebration, perhaps, or just quiet family life, like a shared meal. These illustrate ambition, dedication, the bonds that sustain them.
Okay.
And it's really vital not to overlook the later years.
Mm.
Images of hobbies, travel, time with grandkids.
Mm.
These showcase growth, resilience, contentment.
So the key then, it sounds like, is truly about finding that balance in the visual story.
Exactly.
Milestones like weddings, graduations, birth, they're sort of natural anchors, right? Full of pride and achievement.
They absolutely are.
But as the article points out, it's those everyday moments that add so much unexpected depth. Like a loved one reading in their favorite chair,
Yes.
or walking the dog at dawn, or just sharing a laugh over coffee. These subtle joys, they really humanize the story, don't they? Make it relatable.
Precisely. And when we connect this to the bigger picture, it reminds us that a life isn't just defined by its peak moments.
Right.
It's also defined by the quiet joys, the routines, maybe even the challenges in between. By blending these different types of moments, your curation becomes a much more complete picture, a holistic portrait that truly honors someone's unique personality in whatever tribute you're creating.
That's a fantastic framework for understanding a life.
Yeah.
But, okay, the real challenge, I think, and where a lot of people probably get stuck, is just the sheer volume of photos we often have.
Oh, absolutely. Overwhelming.
So how do we actually go from understanding the narrative to building it with images without feeling completely, swamped?
Well, thankfully, the article offers 7 really practical, step-by-step tips. They help create a collection that flows like a compelling story.
Okay, good. Practical tips. Let's hear them.
A critical point here is making sure the photos you choose really capture the essence and evoke emotions. So the first tip is to home in on core personality traits.
Personality traits.
Yeah. The article brilliantly points out that if you can pinpoint just 2 or 3 key qualities, say humor, resilience, or maybe adventurousness,
Mm-hmm.
and then hunt for photos that show those qualities, you move beyond just a simple chronology to a truly heartfelt narrative.
Show, don't tell.
Exactly. It's about showing, not just telling. For example, a candid shot of them telling a joke at a party. That often speaks volumes more than some generic posed portrait.
That makes so much sense. It really is about capturing who they were, not just, what they looked like.
Right.
And speaking of that, the article advises highlighting those big milestones, sure, but absolutely weaving in the subtle joys. It even suggests aiming for something like a 50-50 balance between the two.
That balance again.
Now, that sounds intuitive, but isn't there maybe a risk that too many everyday shots might dilute the impact of those big, important life events? How do we kind of prevent that?
Yeah, that's a fair question.
Yeah.
But that 50-50 balance, or something close to it, between milestones and everyday moments is where the real magic happens, I think.
Okay.
It's about preventing the story from feeling like just a resume, you know?
Yeah.
Instead, you're painting a picture of a full, lived life.
Right, more dimension.
Exactly. The everyday moments actually ground the milestones. They make them more real. A wedding photo shows a big event, yes, but a picture of them quietly reading in their favorite chair, that shows their essence, their comfort,
The texture of their life.
the emotional texture of their daily existence, which is often what we miss the most, isn't it? It provides that really personal anchor.
And building on that idea of connection, the article stresses the importance of considering relationships and shared bonds.
Crucial.
Include photos that depict connections with family, friends, even beloved pets. We're talking group hugs, walks with a dog, maybe heartfelt conversations caught on camera. I mean, for me, some of my most cherished photos of loved ones are actually pictures of them with other loved ones.
Absolutely. And this helps viewers recall their own ties to the person. You know, it fosters a kind of collective remembrance. It's not just their story. It becomes our story with them.
That's a lovely way to put it.
And then, just to keep things visually engaging, the article also emphasizes variety. Mix things up.
How so?
Mix candid and posed shots. Mix color and black and white. Candids capture that spontaneity, right? While posed shots offer a bit more formality, perhaps,
Right.
and black and white. It can really lend a kind of timelessness to emotional moments. It makes the overall tribute feel more dynamic, more rich in its storytelling.
It reminds me of my aunt's old photo album. There's this one picture of her terrible 80s perm. She's mid-laugh.
Oh, I can picture it.
It's far from glamorous, but it's so her. It tells you more about her joyful, slightly goofy spirit than any posed portrait ever could.
Exactly. That's the perfect example.
And that actually ties into another really crucial point the article makes: avoiding common pitfalls.
Ah, yes, the pitfalls.
We often want to present the best version of someone, don't we? But the source advises steering clear of biases, like maybe over-focusing on one era or only using recent photos.
Right. Or only the good photos.
Yeah. It even suggests including those sometimes unflattering but totally authentic shots because they can add so much genuineness.
That authenticity is incredibly crucial because it reflects the full spectrum of a person. I mean, nobody's life is perfect, is it?
Not at all.
And sometimes those less than perfect shots capture a genuine emotion or maybe a unique quirk that makes the story just more relatable, more heartfelt.
True.
It's also always a good idea, the article says, to kind of audit your selections. Look for balance across the life stages, and maybe even get feedback from others.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, they might spot gaps you missed, or maybe they have a favorite photo you overlooked. It helps ensure the curation is honest and comprehensive.
And finally, a truly practical tip, especially for those older, maybe more fragile, precious photos: incorporate digital tools for scanning and enhancing.
Technology to the rescue.
Right. Apps like Google Photos or Adobe Lightroom, or even using professional scanning services, they can help digitize and improve old images, preserving their quality for future generations. It's actually amazing what you can do now to bring a faded memory back to life.
It really is.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
Okay, let's bring one of these examples to life. The article shares a great scenario about a woman named Sarah. She was curating photos for her adventurous grandmother, Rose, for an online memorial.
Right, I remember this one.
So Sarah chose childhood shots of Rose climbing trees. just instantly shows her innate boldness, right?
Yeah.
You can just imagine that picture setting a narrative arc for Rose as someone spirited, adventurous right from the start.
Yeah, sets the tone immediately.
And she balanced wedding photos with everyday joys like Rose baking cookies in her apron. It just makes her feel so much more real, doesn't it?
Completely. Grounded.
And of course, she included those relationship-focused pictures, Rose with her beloved cat, and photos of her with friends on those hiking trails she loved so much.
Hmm.
This whole approach meant Sarah wasn't just showing what Rose did, but really who Rose truly was.
And it's those details, those qualities that make the story resonate so deeply. It's about choosing photos that speak to the character of a person.
Exactly.
Similarly, the article mentions Mark, who created this really heartfelt pet portrait for his late dog, Buddy. He focused on Buddy's playful energy.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, he combined milestones like adoption day with those subtle joys, Buddy napping on the couch. Even those authentic muddy paw moments.
Huh. Gotta have those.
You do. And then he digitally enhanced them, turning simple snaps into this powerful story of unwavering friendship. That's lovely.
That's great.
And then there's Lisa, doing a living portrait for her father, celebrating his ongoing journey. She highlighted his quiet wisdom in photos of him reading to grandkids, but also included career promotions alongside his beloved fishing trips.
So a mix again.
Exactly. The key was that chronological flow, combined with reviving some faded old prints using those digital tools. It created this really dynamic, ongoing tribute.
Okay, so as we kind of bring this deep dive to a close, the core message really seems to be, when you're curating meaningful photos, remember to balance the stages of life, embrace variety in the types of photos, and always, always focus on what made your loved one unique.
That sums it up beautifully.
From picking photos that show personality to carefully avoiding those one-sided views, these tips really help you craft narratives that genuinely honor the milestones, yes, but also the quiet joys and the deep bonds. And whether it's for memorials or tributes or even pet portraits like Buddy's, the process itself,
Mm-hmm.
it can be deeply healing, can't it? And profoundly rewarding.
It really can be a journey in itself.
So maybe start today. Dive into your own photo collections, apply some of these steps, and just watch. Watch as a beautiful, rich story starts to emerge right before your eyes.
It really makes you wonder then, if photos are such powerful portals to stories, how does the very act of choosing and curating these images, how does it not just preserve the past, but also actively shape our present understanding and maybe even our future connections with those we cherish?
That's a wonderful thought to carry with you. As you look through your own photo collections, maybe consider how you might start shaping those stories right now.